This is Trillium from Trillium Healing Arts. I'm an emotion code, Reiki, and quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. Today I'm going to be talking about emotional unavailability. But first, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this was an extremely hard truth for me to face and look at. And that truth is emotionally unavailable people attract emotionally unavailable partners. And so for years, I had thought, oh man, or maybe I don't know how long, but I was like, why do I keep attracting a string of emotionally unavailable people? Like meeting people fresh out of divorces or, just like very non-committal people. And I thought that they were the problem when in fact I was the common denominator. And so I had to dig deeper and figure out what the heck, why. And so the first layer that I encountered was, the father wound of not having a father present, internalizing all of these feelings of unworthiness. So when your caretaker is not available or around, and for women, it tends to be males. So if you identify with that gender, then you could be seeking people that are not ever really around to recreate this dynamic of not being showed up for. And that could be, that could feel normal to your nervous system. And even though you don't consciously want it, your nervous system and your energetic system and your subconscious in your body that's going to feel familiar for you. So you may complain about it and wonder, why this is. And it's something much deeper that needs to be worked through. So I had started working through, I think feelings of unworthiness as a child, of being worthless, many, many, many layers. And then, so once you work through that, then there's your beliefs, your contracts. So not only do you have these feelings, but because you experience these things, you start to unconsciously make stories. So you make a story like, I don't deserve love, or I'm not worthy of love. And that was the next step, breaking through these limiting beliefs. And then, so, getting rid of the emotions, getting rid of the whatchamacallit, the contracts and the beliefs that you made. And then maybe you've even imposed some limiting beliefs on yourself, such as, I'm never going to date again. And that might have been years ago, months ago. And you're blocking yourself. That becomes a block to love. If you made a contract with yourself, I'm never going to date again, not going to put myself out again, you're blocking yourself. So you're going, there's that. And then also, most importantly, if you are emotionally available, you are not going to settle or accept anything than actions, behaviors, or energies that demonstrates emotional availability, such as someone that shows up for you, that is intentional with their connection with you. And then, so we talked about getting through the stored and trapped emotions, working through the contracts, working through your own self-imposed blocks, not accepting behavior, that mirrors that. And then, once you're at a place where you are actually, you believe you deserve love, you believe you deserve a good person, you deserve that you are worthy, you've cleared the energy in your body, you've removed your contracts, you're fully ready, then you could be in a place to potentially magnetize love. And there's probably more that, I'm not even touching upon right now. So, your self-belief also. And I like to do affirmations for this. You have to be loving to yourself. Do you love yourself? When you stumble and fall and make a mistake, are you like, oh, you're stupid, you're worthless? No, you need to talk to yourself like you would talk to a small child that you love. Be encouraging, like, it's okay, mistakes are normal. We all do things. We're not perfect, and that's totally acceptable, and that's totally fine. We're only human. We're not robots. We are not just angels of orbs of light floating around. Otherwise, we would be in, the light realms in another dimension. We're human, and to be inhuman, like human, means to be imperfect. And so, potentially when we are emotionally available, we're still going to have these deeper core wounds to heal. So they say that, in Imago theory, that we seek out partners that we either reenact childhood trauma with, or we try to heal through. And there's this saying that, like, every relationship, we're reparenting our inner child through one another. And it can be very transformational and healing if you have a partner that communicates, that's willing to sit through the uncomfortableness and not run away at the first sign of conflict. And so I've been, I've had avoidant tendencies. And I think every time I thought, like, oh no, I don't see, well, it was probably valid because I didn't see like a long-term, future with any of them really, that as soon as the honeymoon phase ended, I was just like, jump ship, and there's that too, like being addicted to the newness, to the honeymoon period. The beginning period of a relationship is going to be like exciting and novel. You're going to get the hits of the love drugs and the chemicals, but unless you get through that, so supposedly that's when the actual relationship begins. Once the high is over, then you start to work on your friendship, your compatibility, how you are together, and building that relationship. So something I always wonder too, maybe in a relationship is not for everybody. Not to rely too much on astrology, but my love sign is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is a very free-spirited, detached, kind of universally loving. So I can definitely love, people in general in a very universal way. And, I've felt that my best relationships have come with non-attachment. So relationships that are more like friendship. Or just having connections instead of relationships. I feel like once you're in relationship, there becomes, it does take a lot of work. So if you want that, you're going to have to be willing to put in the work. It's not just going to be fun and excitement and romance, and it can be, but it's also going to take, addressing issues and, exercising boundaries and figuring out, how to bridge the gap as far as, say, you don't have the same love language, and trying to make that person feel cared for, or asking for what you need and being vulnerable, all these things, encountering all of your triggers and sitting through all of your fears. So relationship can be very rewarding, but like potentially exhausting, especially depending on your partner. If you guys are just like in a push-pull kind of toxic reenactment versus approaching triggers consciously with patience and communication and openness. So yeah, just to wrap it up, emotionally unavailable people attract emotionally unavailable people. If you're constantly being with emotionally unavailable people, that's because you are emotionally unavailable. So it's important to work through the feelings, the contracts, the self-limiting beliefs, all of that, and I'm going through my healing journey still, and I'm figuring it out. So I'm only sharing as much as I know as I go through it. And if I have more information, I will share that too, because it's a never-ending process, and I'm just going deeper and deeper. But one thing I'd like to end on, because it is a never-ending journey, it doesn't mean you need to wait until you're fully healed. You can work through your obstacles in partnership, from what I understand, from what I am told. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment, like, subscribe, and thank you for joining me. Sending you love and light.